Anyway, we're going to start off with awards. Number one was the biggest argument on the show, which I'm assuming was the story that caused the biggest controversy to the panel on this show. And we're going to see if there are any changes in our thoughts and our beliefs and our takes and what we would do and what we wouldn't do. Um, so let's just go ahead and get into it. So, for biggest argument we've ever had on the show, the winner is.
To start, my ex and I were 19 when she got pregnant. We had recently broken up, and she found out a couple of weeks later that she was pregnant. She said that she planned to get an abortion, but she only wanted her sister there. So, I was always under the belief that she had aborted. She only contacted me once saying that it was done, and we didn't speak again. Fast forward 19 years later, I found out a month ago that that was a lie. My ex passed away 3 years ago, and my daughter, Kara, has been living with her uncle. He was the one to reach out to give me a heads up after she expressed an interest in wanting us to connect. He and I spoke at length because I was feeling some pretty strong emotions like rage for never being told about her. My ex had backed out of the abortion, but didn't want me involved because we were broken up, so she decided just not to tell me. But he told me that Kara doesn't know about that. Apparently, my ex told Kara that I wasn't ready for fatherhood because we were both so young, so I bailed. I couldn't believe it. Rob, her uncle, told me he knows his sister was wrong for that, but promised me that Kara doesn't have any negative feelings towards me, and that my ex never painted me as some villain, just a young guy who knew that he couldn't properly care for her. He asked me not to tell Kara this when we talk if she asks because it could hurt the way she saw her mom. I never actually confirmed that I would. Kara messaged me and we've been talking. I've met her twice, and it's been crazy emotional. I look at this girl who looks just like me, and it hurts that we're just barely getting to know each other. So far, our conversations have only been about what her life was like, how my life is, what her wants and future goals are, and getting to know each other. We met again Tuesday, and she finally decided to ask the obvious questions about what made me not want to be involved. She asked how I felt, what went through my mind, did I ever think about her, etc. I had been thinking about what to do in that moment, and I just didn't have it in me to lie, so I was honest. I told her that I was told about the abortion, that I had no idea that she even existed until now, but that I really want to be in her life and have the chance to be her father, if she wants that. Kara was a bit emotional, we talked some more, and she said that she still wants me involved. That night, my phone was blowing up. Not just from Rob, but from her grandparents as well. They're all outraged for telling Kara about her mom because she yelled at all of them and is refusing to even take their calls. Yes, the lie was terrible, but I just ruined the image that she had of her late mother for my own benefit. Rob called me a selfish dick for not taking into consideration how this would affect Kara finding out about all this. So right now I feel like garbage. I get that honesty is the best policy, but in this case, I don't know if I was the butthole for doing it. I'm still learning this whole dad business, so I don't know if I dropped the ball here.
My
Okay.
opinion has not changed.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would. Mine did slightly. The one new thing me and Yama said that we was going to do going forward in the shows is take notes of things that keep our mind. I've been looking at some of our old shows, and even sometimes I look at it and go, Marlon, what the heck are you talking about? So I don't want to do that no more. So I'm writing down things when I listen to the stories. Um, so here's my deal. One question I did have listening to this story was the girl mad because was the girl mad because basically she was lied about this from her family the whole time? Let's eliminate the abortion part of it. Let's take that part of the story out and just answer that question. That you flat out said your father just wasn't ready to be a father. Thus, this is the reason why he wasn't in your life. And the mother had that lie for years, used that lie for years, and the family connected to that lie and used that lie for years. So without knowing that, I think the family is wondering, is the daughter mad because, oh, you could have been aborted? Or is she mad because, hey, why would you lie and use this lie all my life instead of just telling me the truth? So that was the question that I had. Now, the part that I did change my mind on is going where this is, but things I have to say that in itself is a slippery slope too. I would have explained to the daughter, yes, I didn't know that I didn't even know you existed. I just didn't know, but now that I know that you're here, let's be friends, let's build a relationship together, and everything other than skipping over the abortion part. Here's where I'm having a small issue with them.
Why
If
can't
she
we
does
be
find out
friends?
about the abortion part, guess what? Now she has not only her family, not only her mother, who she can't talk to, but now she can't even trust her dad, her new dad that just came into her life. So, it's a chance you take.
It's life.
Hey, Trace.
Hey, Tracy.
Pretty hair Tracy in the house.
Tracy, your birthday is over. Birthday's over, Tracy. Tracy, birthday's over.
Her birthday ain't over till she says it's over. But those are my only notes on it. Is that he got caught off guard. Lord have mercy.
Lord of mercy.
Tracy, you wear that crown. Wear that crown. It's
But
your
I can't
birthday, girl.
I can't figure out how to get it with my headset on. So I'm
Oh,
okay.
okay.
You better not move too fast. That's all I'm saying. Wow.
Man.
But anyway, go ahead, Diaz. I know nothing changed, but go ahead and you remember what your point of view was.
I think my point of view was a matter of, the mom should have done it differently. Hindsight 2020, blah 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 blah. But she is deceased, and it does not benefit this child in any way to let her know that she was slated to be aborted. Like, you could have told your whole story. You could have advocated for yourself. You could have said that you didn't know, which is a true statement. You could have done all of these things. But the aborted part, which you said we're not going to focus on, but I'm like, to me, it's just super integral to the entire situation. Because if you were deprived of the opportunity to be a father to your child, and here is your opportunity to connect, and you were dealt a bum hand. Okay, cool, I get that. How does it benefit your child that you want to establish a relationship with? And especially, now, this is my view of fatherhood, which is we are protectors. So if I'm going to be a protector, because being a protector does not require agreement or acquiescence. Like, I decide I'm a protector. You're my child. That's what we're going to do, right? You don't even have to accept it. So if that is the frame, how are you protecting your child to say something that can only hurt? It can only hurt. So that's that part that just is like, dude, you did that for you, right? That was all about you, and I don't like that.
You're on mute,
We
Mark.
can't hear you. I think you're muted.
Sorry. I wonder how it was said.
It doesn't matter how it's said. You were almost going to be aborted. You were almost going to be aborted. It pains me, but you were almost going to be aborted.
No, I'm saying did he say you were supposed to be aborted and the next thing I know, blah, 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 you here? Or did he say your mother told me she was going to abort you?
Doesn't matter.
Why would it not matter? Because one way
It
is saying
doesn't.
one way is saying that was what was told to me. That's why I wasn't here. The other one was you were supposed to be not here.
Because okay, so here's the thing. What is the difference to the child of being told the reason why I wasn't present is because I wasn't told that you were born. I had no way of knowing that you were here. Versus the reason why I wasn't present in your life is because your mother said that she was going to abort you. So I had no reason to think that you were here. Right? At the end of the day, what you're conveying is your mother deprived me of the opportunity to engage with you as my child. That's what you're trying to convey. The abortion part is solely self-serving because it doesn't enhance the story. Right? Either way, you were not told that your child was here. I don't know. I mean, I could be on an island with this one, but I just don't think that is saying it has any added benefit.
Well, the kid already knew that the father knew the mother was pregnant. Yeah, so to say I didn't know you existed, that's not true because the mother did say, oh yeah, he was here and knew I was pregnant with you.
Right. And that's a fair point, but the abortion still doesn't help anything.
It sure doesn't.
It just doesn't help anything. Like, okay, so your mother was pregnant and then she chose not to allow me to be involved. And whatever story she spun, baby, that's not true. If I had just had the opportunity to be here, I would have been here. But I wasn't afforded that opportunity. There's so many ways to still convey that had you had the knowledge and opportunity, you would have stepped up because nothing means more to you than being a father to your child. You can convey that so many different ways without saying, well, we tried to kill you before you got here and none of this would have mattered. Like, it just... I know abortion advocates to say that you were trying to kill him is not the most apropos term, but it fits in this scenario.
It does.
So whatever.
I just don't know how you could. How do you explain that? I'm sorry, maybe I wasn't paying attention. How do you explain? I knew your mother was pregnant. Because then it comes off as, okay, so then you decided not to be in my life?
We lost contact and your mother did not afford me the opportunity.
So you lost contact of my mom who was pregnant with me.
Yes. It happens all the time. And unfortunately,
especially
none
when
of
a
this
mother
is
doesn't
gonna
want to be found.
Yeah, and unfortunately none of this is gonna be neat and clean and it's just not. Like, there's emotions are going to be running high on all sides of the equation. You're never going to have closure on this. So my point is, work on building from the pieces you have, as opposed to throwing that last little jab that serves no added benefit. I mean, it benefits you as a storyteller because it tries to paint you in a better light. But in so doing, you have now confused a child who never probably thought that there was any reason to think that she wasn't wanted, and you besmirched a deceased person who can't defend themselves. It just doesn't help.